Hello, it's Sarah, and today I wanted to talk about LifeBook 2016 because that's what I've been doing. I haven't really done anything other than the classes that are involved with LifeBook, and so I can't really film that, and that's the thing. I'm going to be painting, I think I'm going to do the other side of this notebook today. I'm going to finish it off because I think it's really cool, and I have another book that I may film me doing. So I have that. I'm not quite caught up with the LifeBook classes. See, I just signed up, I think it was last weekend. So today was the first new class that was listed, and it's a watercolor class. So I'm really excited because I'm hoping, I want to learn watercolor and really be taught why and where and how and all those things. So we'll see. Most of the classes so far have been by Tam, and she's the one who hosts LifeBook, Tamara Laporte, and she's done lots of different classes. So there's a lot of content. I haven't done any of the other classes yet by other people, but I've watched them all. So, and this is just there's a lot of PDFs with this course, and those of you who don't know, LifeBook is just one of the many online, and this is a year-long virtual retreat, I call it, where there's like about, there's I think 24, basically you figure there's at least 2 classes a month, but there's way more than that. So far, this has been way more content. I would say 2 classes a week. At least 1 class a week. And there's definitely more than that. So, okay, so then, Tam likes to work on watercolor paper. And so I treated myself to finally some hot press watercolor paper, because they don't sell hot press watercolor paper at Michael's, AC Moore. Like, I haven't been able to find it in our local craft stores. This is just the Strathmore. I bought this because it was like $5 or something, but this is cold press, 140 weight, and that's what Tam recommends. I think the higher the pound, the like better quality paper, and I have always worked on the cheapy watercolor paper, like for ATCs and all that stuff. And it's worked fine for me because let's see if this is, yeah, like this. I've gotten the Canson. This is only 90 pounds. See, it says 90 pound, but it is cold press. And so and there's only 1 piece left in here. It feels good to me. It's a good quality cardstock for like making ATCs and stuff. So, and usually, sometimes you can get this really cheap for like $2 for, there's only 10 sheets in here, so. Anywho, I did go ahead and treat myself, like I said, to a hot press. And this is Fabriano, and I got this on Amazon. I got the bigger size, too. It's 11 by 14, because I like to work big, and Tam likes to work big, but this is flat. There's not all the bumps that you're used to on watercolor paper. And so for sketching and stuff like that, or mixed media, it's a nice surface to work on. And it's not as thick as I thought it would be because, and so this is 140 pound too, let me see. Yeah, so this is 140 pound, but it's hot press. And there's 50 sheets in here. And this was about $29, I want to say. But it is hot press. So that, I was very excited about that. I just never tried it, and I'm actually going to do a project today on that. Then, like I said, this is just the Strathmore watercolor, and this is 140 pound. There's 30 sheets in here, but this seems way thicker. And then I actually had this. I've had this for a long time. It's by Fabriano, the same brand that the hot press paper is, but this is cold press, and it's when I was doing a pen and ink project for my paper crafting, and it's 185 pounds, so it's an even heavier paper, 9 by 12, but it's really super thick. So I think the higher poundage, this is like really thick paper, but it's the cold pressed again. And you know cold press because I don't know where I heard this, but think of goosebumps. When you're cold, you get goosebumps, and it's bumpy. the paper is cold pressed, that means it's bumpy. But when you're hot pressed, it's smooth. So no goosebumps on the hot press. So I have that. This is 140 pound. This is 185 pound. And I've used it for a couple of the projects. So I'm just going to put that back over here and show you. Because for LifeBook, and I don't know about the other classes, we're not using a journal. We're using individual papers. And some people like to treat their... I haven't had any that I've treated with gesso yet or anything. Really, we're just working on the watercolor paper itself. And at the end of the year, we bind the book into a journal. So I just have this out because I want to show you some of the sketching I've been doing. This is just a piece of, this is the Strathmore, I'm pretty sure. And we were just playing with ink and sprays. And I'm new to drippage. I said this in some of my previous videos, but playing with the drippage and stuff, it's just a really cool, and the spatter, and it's a very freeing and fun way to play with a background. So this was just one, and I was picking up spray that had, you know, that kind of dripped off. When I did my drippage, it dripped onto here, so I was just picking it up with that. So I'll just set that aside. So this is like one of the first pages that I did. This is Tam's warm-up page. And it was basically just doing some spray work and some acrylics and stamping, a bunch of different things, just a background. And then we used a heart mask, and creativity takes courage. And then this was another one of Tam's class, the Happy Traveler. This is a front-facing girl and her soul animal. And so this is how mine came out. And I am not a face person. I have never done a face, so I just did what she said to do. And mine is very similar to, my eyes are close together in real life. Like when I go to buy glasses, they're always too big for me because my eyes are close together. So I mean, it's just weird how that it turned out that way. And I don't have all the supplies that Tam used to do her shading and highlighting and stuff, but based on what she shared, I think I did a pretty good job. I have a little monkey here. He's one of my soul animals, and an owl. And it's got some collage. It's a little bit of everything. And it's on, like I said, it's on that 140 pound, and this is actually the cold press. I haven't done any projects yet with the hot press paper because I just got it. I just got that from Amazon. So then this was one where we were, actually this is not with the sprays yet. This was just with paint. Yeah, I didn't use inks on this, the ink sprays. I'm talking about like the Delusions or anything. This was just paint. But this is when we started doing the ink sprays, and this was again a warm-up. Let's see. Spray, ink, love, intro. So she just talked about composition and negative space. So see, that's the thing. These are the types of things with art that I never took classes for. I never took classes, color theory or any of that. And in the very beginning of the year, Tam does a whole color theory thing and stuff. So it's there if I wanted to refer to it. And I did watch. I would say I've watched all the videos. Some I've kind of skipped through or something. But here we were definitely playing with the sprays. So no acrylic paint, maybe some acrylic, and I want to get them, but I'm going to wait till they're on sale. The FW, those inks, you know. But yeah, so we were just learning about composition and negative space. And then this is another one, a celebration of my positive qualities. And it's a double page spread, again with the inks. And we were just playing with the sprays and some stencils and stuff like that. And this is a side-facing portrait. And I mean, she's okay. She's good. I haven't done this before. So I just did my best and tried to do what Tam did and shaded and colored it with what I had, which and she did some with graphite pencil and stuff like that, which I've never really done that. So I was smudging things and everything. But I mean, this is it. It is what it is. You get what you get and you don't get upset. That was one of the classes that I watched said that, and it was fun. So I mean, this is it. Basically, it is what it is, right? So I did that one. And I think that's pretty much it so far. I have a couple. I definitely want to do the Zentangle Butterfly today. I'm going to do that. And the watercolor class that just came out today, I have to watch that one. So I just wanted to show you, this is just a little sketchbook that I have that I kind of was playing with my Zentangle and Zendangle and all that stuff and lettering. And then I sketched out my castle when I was going to do my castle piece on watercolor paper. Where is that guy? I might want to put that in here too, because it's just cool. And then I thought, well, I have to sketch some faces. So let me just show you what I did. Like for this one, I think the spacing is much better on this, you know, but she looks too severe, like she doesn't look happy, you know. And then this one, she looks kind of bored, you know, her eyes. I don't know that you need this circle, and so I'm still learning about all that stuff. Like, I think it might just be there as a tool for you to get your placement and everything. But anyway, so I'm just playing, and then we go to this side. Look at these. This one kind of looks like an alien, but I widened it because Tam always does ovals. That's her style. Like, her style is very, you can tell. A lot of her faces look the same, so she has a certain style. But I wanted to see what an oval face looked like. And I really love the nose. Like, the eyes are just super big, way too big. But I do like it. Like, I like how it filled out and everything, and the haircut. Like, it totally makes it look a certain way, you know? And then this one is, her eyes are very thin, and I don't know that I like them that thin. But I was just trying different things. So let's see. Then this page, she's my favorite, and I should have just left her uncolored. But she looks kind of more realistic to me. I don't know how or why, but like there's this little one. And I was trying, you know, and then this one, I'm starting to get a feel for it. Then I stopped making the lines, like where you know, there's like a grid that you can do where the placement for all your features go. And I stopped using the grid and just started kind of winging it. And it was coming together, it worked. So I think I'm starting to get more like it's just flowing easier. Then I did this page, and I was still, again, trying to figure out what shapes do I like best, what shape eyes. Like, her mouth is just really little, but I kind of like the way she looks with a littler mouth, you know, instead of giving her those big juicy lips. And I had my colored pencils, and I was trying to do a little bit of shading, you know. And the hair really makes a difference. Like, I feel like when you give them bangs, they automatically look more severe. And when you give them this kind of hair, the more flowing hair, it looks different, you know. So, and then this was just one, and I do not know how to use colored pencils correctly, how to get the shading to blend and all that. And I was just really winging it. I was watching TV and just placing things where I thought they'd go. I gave this one eyelashes, and but yeah, so it definitely takes practice, and that's the thing. Like, I can see even with lettering, the more lettering you do, the better you're gonna get, and the more faces you make, the more eyes you make, the more noses you make. See, I took her little circle off, you know, but then you just highlight it there in the middle. And her lips are medium. They're not the biggest lips I've ever done or the thinnest lips, you know. And you can kind of curve up the edge of her mouth too to give her a little smile. And there's just a lot you could do. Like, you could even put little lines under here, all types of lines, you know, so that, because our faces are full of lines, you know. So I'm really just figuring it out. I have no idea yet exactly what I'm doing. I'm still completely open to whatever happens, you know, just put it down and see what happens. So that's what I've been up to. I've definitely been busy. So this is cool. Like I can just take this in the front, like when I'm watching TV at night and stuff, and just sketch a bunch of, like this was my last page that I did. This was the very last one. So this one I did more of a shape like this because when I took the class with Kate Crane, she made a little a face that was very whimsical, and it was basically like this. So I just shaped it like that, and this was based on the Kate Crane class, but it still kind of came out more like Tam's did, you know. So then I'm just like shading with my pencil a little bit. They kind of look the same though, right? They're starting to really all look the same because I'm doing this, trying to repeat the steps the same way every time to kind of just get comfortable with it. So anyway, but yeah, I could just do this over and over, like fill a whole book with little faces, and hopefully pretty soon you'll get where you're really comfortable with it. So like I said, I can't really share this stuff, so I'm gonna maybe go back to doing a little tutorial on covering a composition book. I have a whole brand new one that I want to do, and maybe I'll put a couple in my Etsy store because it's really fun. These are fun to do. So that's it for now. Oops, sorry guys, I was all. And one other thing I was going to say, yesterday we went to Beauty and the Beast in Philly at the, I want to say Walnut Theater, but it wasn't the Walnut Theater. Oh man, it just went out of my head. But yeah, it was good. Maya's 9, or no, she's 8 now, and she's almost 9. It's so fun to take her to stuff like that, and Beauty and the Beast is just such a good story anyway. So we had fun there, and thinking I need to start exercising again, so that's going to be taking up my time. Hopefully I'll just work out in the mornings and have my afternoons for crafting and art, but yeah, life is just life, and I definitely love sharing what I learn with you guys though, so don't think, and I mean the clay, I definitely have projects that I want to do with clay, so there's plenty of time. We have time. We can do a lot of stuff. Alright you guys, so I think I'm going to work on the back of this today. Alright, thanks for watching.